Welcome to Ag on Wheels. Today we find ourselves in Farnsworth, Texas, which is literally in the middle of nowhere. We are in the panhandle, ladies and gents. But today I'm with Carrie and Sam, who started their business and their farming from the bottom and come all the way to the top. Carrie, tell us a little bit about how you met Sam and how this all got started.
I met him when he was on harvest in Kansas when we used to go state to state. I was living in Nebraska at the time, and it was love at first sight, and I quickly moved to the middle of nowhere.
So was farming in your blood, or did Sam introduce you to it?
I grew up on a farm in Kansas, but we did not grow hardly any of the crops that we grew, definitely not cotton.
So Sam, was farming instilled in you as a young child, or is it something you kind of got into later on in life?
I grew up farming and ranching as a young man, and had a couple uncles that beat the farming into me. Moved to Texas and took off.
Moved to Texas from Colorado.
That's right.
And you picked here out of all places.
That's right.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
That's right. That's where the farming's the best.
That's right. Texas is the best. All right, Sam, so most farmers don't just grow one crop. Tell us a little bit about what you grow.
We try to stay diversified with corn, cotton, grain sorghum, wheat, depending on commodity prices.
Which are not great in 2020.
They're very not. But we try to grow what economically fits the situation in the year.
And what is your favorite crop to grow?
Probably corn. It's fun to watch it grow, and you see a lot of progression through the crop in the summer, but
And your least favorite?
they can all be my least favorite.
It just depends on the year, right?
Exactly right.
All right, so we are standing here in a grain sorghum field, also known as Milo.
Correct?
And a lot of times I've found that people who aren't educated in agriculture think that farming is easy. All we're gonna do is plant a seed and watch it grow.
Right.
Right? So how do I know if this is ready to be harvested?
The easiest way to tell is walk out and grab some grain and crack it in your teeth.
Okay.
And if your teeth about crack, the grain's ready to harvest.
So are you gonna pay for my dentist bill?
No, the sorghum will.
Okay, just making sure. All right, and what's another way to tell?
You can cut a sample with the combine and
Okay.
take it to the elevator and test it with the grain moisture tester. But all those factors have to be right before it's ready to harvest.
And I heard your wife told me off camera that I can go put this in your microwave and make similar to popcorn.
You can. It will pop just like popcorn.
Milo corn.
That's right.
Free snacks for everyone on Sam.
That's right.
Carrie, behind every good man is a good woman. It's no secret. But a lot of times your role, or the woman's role, doesn't really get emphasized as much.
My favorite role next to being mom, of course, would be irrigating. That's the time when I actually get to spend with the crops. I get to watch it from sowing to harvest. I don't even mind digging on a sprinkler when they get stuck. I prefer to just be hands-on, and getting dirty doesn't rattle my cage.
How many hours a day does it take you to cover all the acres that you farm?
I leave the house before sunup most days, and I do not get home until usually about 8 p.m. So somewhere between 12 and 14 hours a day.
And so that must be difficult, you know, having 3 kids and maintaining all that needs to be done on the farm. So do you raise your kids to come to work with you?
Absolutely. It does take a support system as well to help with the kids, but I make them go out there and clean nozzles, and I like to teach them about the crops and show them the process of sowing a seed and watching it go to harvest.
I want you to clear up one misconception that people have about farming from a woman's point of view.
Probably my biggest one that is my pet peeve is that we're uneducated. Some of the smartest people I know are farmers. We deal with multiple farmers because we do a lot of custom farming on top of our own. And these guys are making decisions, and ladies are making decisions that are much deeper than the surface. They know chemistry of chemicals, they know genetic makeup of plants, and that the normal layperson probably would not understand or know.
Sam, you came from southeast part of Colorado,
Yes, ma'am.
and you came down here, as we discussed earlier. What was the first thing you did when you moved here? Did you purchase land and immediately start farming, or?
No, I worked for a farmer for a little over a year, and then had an opportunity to buy some equipment and start custom farming.
Tell us a little bit about that custom farming. How is it going? How does it work?
Farmers will call us to do anything from planting to harvest, field management, and with Carrie's help, we provide all the services we can, you know.
Told you, behind every man there's a good woman. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling
It's just
you.
moral support mainly.
Moral support. So, and I just think that that's just to scratch the surface, that there might be people out here watching that don't know what custom harvesting is. So basically, if a farmer doesn't have time or is busy doing something else, you go out and harvest his crops for him, correct?
That's right. And the price of equipment is through the roof. Regulations are through the roof. Not everybody can afford to own a piece of equipment and hire the help, so they call us, you know,
Right.
be it harvest, planting, tillage, what have you.
Sam, I want to ask you this question. I asked your wife earlier when you were off yonder.
Okay?
What is one common misconception about farming that you want to clear up?
I don't know if people understand how educated you have to be on so many different details. Government regulations, how to change an oil filter, how to change a sprinkler nozzle, water regulations, chemical regulations, how to raise a family. I mean, there is millions of things that you have to know to be a farmer. It's not just plant a seed and stand back.
Earlier, we found ourselves in one of y'all's fields, and then the equipment yard, and now we find ourselves at the...
Our personal grain storage, our personal elevator for our own grain, for our own farm.
So what happens after it's been stored? Where does it go?
An end user via a feedlot, pig farm, ethanol plant, China. I mean, it can end up in China, so be it. They'll send a truck and go to a next destination. You know, China goes on a boat.
Right.
Pig farm, direct to the pig farms.
So it goes for all different uses.
Sure.
So it's not just sold to one end user, but to various end users.
That's right.
And so how do you find that end user? Do they contact your company, or do you contact them and find the best deal? How does that work?
Sure, it's an open market. Works both ways. People will contact you or you'll shop it.
As long as you get a check at the end of the day,
That's
that's
right.
all that matters,
It's
right?
all about the dollar.
So tell me one of the best memories as a family that you guys have had on your farm.
I would say one of my best memories is the day we closed on this piece of land that we're standing on. It took a lot of hard work, determination, and never giving up. And even when they tell you no, you just keep going and you wait for the yes.
There's a lot of times when people tell you no. I know that when I started the TV show or even my magazine, I can't tell you how many times the door got slammed in my face.
Yep.
And I think that that's so important, that, and I see the emotion in your eyes right now
Yes.
that you're wanting to cry, because it's so true. There's so many times in life when people are going to tell you no, and especially in agriculture, the farmer is getting such a terrible rap. And we're all fighting to get our voices out there and to let people know what we're doing is to help them.
Right.
And so I appreciate you guys and all the different operations that you do here. And I know we didn't even cover half of it, with the time allotted, but thank you for all that you do, and thank you for allowing me to be able to tell your story.
We were so thankful for you to join us today.
As the truck passes by,
Yep.
That's real life, guys. Well, thank you guys so much, and may God continue to bless you and your family, and thanks for feeding the world.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Until next time, where will I be? Who knows?